Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of Dawn of War tutorial series. So let's get going. First things first, I want to address some tips. So Rolf, LT King, John Hughes, and others mentioned that until I have better tools, composite tools to be exact, I won't be able to mine any flint from a mine. So I edited my work area. I'm going to, let's edit it again and shrink it to only, so you can grow and shrink with Z and C. Let's shrink it down to only include these two gather spots. And we should be all set with the flint there. The shrinking and growing of the spots was a suggestion by Talon. So additionally, if we go ahead and edit our collecting sticks work area, we can increase it in size. There we go. Another tip from Catharsis and Talon is that there is a cooldown for how using skull poles. So with the increasing number of people that I'm getting, I'm going to need an increased number of skull poles in order to satisfy their need for morale. So I'll queue one up now. I know I have no flint. I am well aware. Additionally, because one of the milestones is gathering 3 units of raw meat and 3 units of berries, let's go ahead and find a berry bush to satisfy that. Actually, given, it's spring right now, so I won't be able to satisfy that this season. I think most berries are only harvestable in fall or summer, I believe. Blueberries in summer. Okay, we'll have to wait one season to be able to satisfy that. I'm going to put 2 people on fishing. Fishing is a very easy way to feed yourself early on. And I'm speeding time up just a little bit. So here, as you can see, someone going to gather some flint. And what they're doing is putting it into the slots that are free. Now, if I wanted to have more slots available, I'm just keeping an eye on that bear, I could go ahead and build sledges to be able to haul more than just 2 items at a time, or however many empty slots they have at a time. So that would be a good next research for me to get. So let's go ahead and get tanning. Well, let's get composite tools. Why not? So composite tools will allow me to make hunting and fighting, flint spears. I'm not going to bother doing because they have the same stats as bone. But the flint axes, yes, and flint picks, yes. Composite tools will allow me to start mining, which should be good. Now let's go ahead and check. I need 15 to unlock Mesolithic era. Checking my workload, it's a little high. Ideally, I would want to probably lower the amount of tasks I have for everyone, as to not overload them. Because without having some sort of rest, I will stress out my people. We do have this, ooh, that is very tempting to hunt. But I don't think we have enough hunters in the area. Hunting unique creatures for the first time does unlock some knowledge. So what I could do is select everyone and queue them all up. Oh, there's a lot of cave bears too. Potentially dangerous. Now, one thing to note is when you tech up to Mesolithic, some animals will go extinct. It's sort of scripted. As you progress, certain animals just become extinct. So if you want to gain the knowledge from hunting them, it's important that you hunt them early before you tech up, or otherwise you end up with the inability to hunt them once they're extincted. All right, so I'm going to make the last 2 skull poles, and that will give me knowledge. And I can speed time up a little bit. I can lower the workload of everyone. Let's lower sticks to 1. We have a bunch of sticks. Fish I'll keep at what it is. Ooh, but I'd like to hunt a mammoth. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to have everyone contribute to this hunt. Let's go ahead and zoom in. It's behind the trees. It's really going to be hard to see this fight. There we go. I beat it. You'll just have to take my word for it. But that will provide a lot of meat and leather and bone for me. And it wasn't that tough because I had everyone sort of huddled around. Big group effort there. Now it's almost summer, and once it becomes summer, I will grab some berries in order to satisfy some of my milestones. And my first trader has arrived. Very nice. So to trade, all you got to do is click on them. I'm going to buy some straw and sell my old wooden harpoons and my old wooden spears, as they're outdated technology that I'm no longer using. And let's go ahead and buy tannin for leathers and some pulses. I can buy a lot of their stuff, actually. There. Bought a whole lot of stuff from them. Selling off my older tech. Because wooden spears have been replaced with bone spears, and wooden harpoons with bone harpoons. I don't really need to keep the old bone tools anymore. So as you can see, all of my spears in my community are bone. I need to make some more bone harpoons though. But I do have flint picks and flint axes, and that will allow me to utilize mining. So when this node gets depleted, I'll be able to just go ahead and mine the flint from here. And if you ever need to know what the minerals around you are, you can always hit tab and it will show you automatically, which is kind of nice. So there's a lot of raw resources sitting out here. I'm definitely going to want to gather as fast as I can, or it will go to spoil. But this will be really good on my food, because my food has been decreasing. So if I look at my stats, my welfare, I'm doing a pretty good job of taking care of my people, which means people should be moving in pretty soon. And my workload is not so stressed now, which is also a good thing. All right, we're making a lot of bone spears, aren't we? I also have enough knowledge to unlock some tech here. I'm going to do dog domestication. So the way dog domestication works is either I can find young wolf pups. Ooh, that is very tempting to hunt. I can find young wolf pups and try to tame them, or I can just wait, and over the course of time, I will inevitably attract some dogs to my community. And I'm probably going to hunt that way, or not hunt, domesticate dogs that way, sort of the passive way. So I wanted to hunt that woolly rhino because of the knowledge it will provide. Let's take a look at my knowledge real quick. Cave bears. I need to hunt a bunch of cave bears in order to tech up. But I have some cave bear pups here, just like hanging out. Oh boy, you better run. I don't think Bagel is going to survive this one. Oh no, he will. Backup came just in time. I'm trying to prevent one person from taking all the damage. So for Bagel here, I think just died. Nope, he's alive. And we won this fight. Nice. What I'm going to do is, for the sake of knowledge, just keep hunting. Bagel obviously needs to go to the tent and heal. And yeah, it's a little cruel to hunt things into extinction, but it's probably the fastest way to tech up, in my opinion. So now I need one more cave bear for the knowledge. And we'll hunt this one over here. As you can see, we can track it. And this gives me 2 knowledge once this thing is dead. And surely a lot of bone and leather will go to waste, but knowledge is really what I'm after here. So now we have enough knowledge to get, let's just get tanning. So if we look at these techs again a little more closely, dog domestication, as I said, you can find some wolves. These are cave bears. There's not always wolves nearby. But if you find wolf pups, you'll be able to tame them. And just dogs will be attracted to your community automatically. So you don't need to necessarily seek them out. I'm queuing up some manual berry gathering in order to hit that milestone for 3 raw meat, 3 berries. Oh, yeah, so here's the dog. And the beauty of the dog is they will automatically help defend you if you get attacked. So we're getting a lot of food here. I do want to build another food dryer that we keep. And then I'm probably going to build other food dryers here that I will get rid of. I guess it doesn't hurt to keep it. It's only some sticks. It's a lot of sticks, but only sticks to build. So as you can see, hanging out back home, Bagel is slowly healing. And because I've done all this recent hunting, my food stockpiles have spiked. I'm going to take one person off of fishing. I did just hit that milestone, so that's the first milestone that I got, which gives me knowledge. I gained 3 raw meat and 3 berries. Harvesting the berries out back here unlocked that for me. Uh-oh. This does not look good. No, they're not coming at me. For a second, it looked like this Varrock was sort of done for. My flint area depleted. Once it depletes, the work zone that was originally designated for it disappears. So now I can use my flint axes, or picks rather, in order to obtain flint automatically, or not automatically, but obtain flint from this mine here, this node. My food dryers are full, so I'm building more food dryers to support. I'm going to manually make some bone harpoons to get rid of the old wood ones. If you look at my limits, I'm right here. I only make fishing tools for 50% of the population. So I have 8 people, and I have 4 fishing tools. So they wouldn't automatically upgrade to the bone harpoons unless I make them upgrade. So if I have 4 bone harpoons, the 4 people that have, or the 2 people that have wooden harpoons will upgrade to the bone harpoons automatically. So if you ever want to tech up, you might have to consider that your older tools are still being used and to sort of get rid of them, to make them obsolete by rolling out even better tools. So I do have, if you hit 6, you can check if you have any unproductive people. And I do have some unproductive people, so I'm going to make sure that I put them to work. The next, regular bears, regular ancient bison, reindeer, deer. I'm just trying to see what I should hunt. Even an auroch. I had an auroch here a moment ago, but I think it wandered off. We can go into primal vision mode, and there's a bunch of reindeer that I can hunt. There's an auroch here. Aurochs will fight back, reindeer generally won't. Some of it is trial and error of who will try to kill you and who won't, and you gotta kind of figure that out for yourself. I could provide you a list, but I think as a rule of thumb, orange or red, they'll fight back. Green, they probably won't. So what I can do at this point is make a tanner. And I'll put 2 tanners right next to my skin dryers. What the tanners do is they turn dried skins into leathers, but I will need to collect tannin, which is something you can collect from trees. So what I'm going to do is create a very small collect tannin zone here. As you can see, and then we'll set my tannin limit to 20. Because I only have 1 tannin, and that was from the trader that came by that we purchased. So the purpose of the leathers, as you can see here, is it is a cooler outfit than skins. Skins provide more warmth, so they're used for wintertime. Leathers don't provide as much warmth, so they're used in summertime. So right now it's summer, and as you can see, all my people are kind of just wandering around in their skivvies. And that's because I don't have any leathers. But now that I've got a little bit of tannin and some tannin collection and a tanner, I'll be able to start to make leather outfits. And here we go. Here's the start of making proper leather. And then once we make the leather, we'll make the leather outfits. And as you can see with my limits, I have enough leather. I want to make enough leather outfits for 1 for everyone. So right now I have 0, and I'll be working to make, 8. Some of my huts here are needing repair. Sticks is what I'm lacking. So if I go out to my... God, these bears just want to tangle with me. I mean, I guess I can just keep killing them off for knowledge, but I kind of feel bad. If you can't find a gathering spot, you can always select any other gathering spot and cycle through them. So here's my gathering sticks. I'm going to bring it up to 3 people. And I'll recenter it a little bit because we are getting bottlenecked with sticks right now. And as you can see here, my workload is pretty low. So I could definitely afford to put people to work. Alright, population reached 10 because 3 people randomly joined. That also means that I'm going to need some more housing pretty soon. So I'll set up some residences. I'll set up 2 new residences. But with this extra knowledge, I'm going to unlock spirituality. So spirituality will allow me to make totems that are sort of like the skull poles, but my people will want a variety of spiritual objects to pray at. So this just allows me to add morale from a different source. And these totems are a little bit more expensive than their skull pole counterparts, but that's okay. And then additionally, now that I'm making flint axes, I'll be able to fell trees. So I'm going to select the trees I want to cut down. The totems require wood. So I'm cutting the trees that don't serve any other purpose. They don't provide tannins, they don't provide fruit. And I'm going to cut the ones that are immediately adjacent to the base. And I queued that all out manually. So at this point, I need to accumulate 15 research to be able to unlock Mesolithic era. But I also might want to hold off, because if I do that, I do extinct some animals. And it doesn't hurt to stay in the Paleolithic era for longer. I mean, there is no real penalty for not teching up, at least not immediately. At this point, I can also start collecting stone. I do have the picks for it, so that wouldn't be a terrible thing. Stone becomes a very, very important resource later on with walls and defenses. Now, looking at resources, because of all the bone that I've been using, I might want to, well, let's see. Maybe I'll be able to buy some. Some leather, some slings, some logs, pulses. I'll buy their pulses, and I'll sell my old wooden harpoons. And that might be all the trade I'm going to do. %97 welfare. I am taking good care of these guys. Looking after them as best as I can. Now, if bone is my bottleneck right now, it would help if I went on a bit of a hunt, maybe a group hunt. Take out some animals that I haven't taken out before, like reindeer. So let's see about the weapons. I have sling, and bone spear. All three of you, I'm going to have them go hunting with me. So a fast-moving animal like the reindeer, you definitely want to ambush with multiple people, because if you don't, what ends up happening is they'll run, and if they run far enough, they'll just get away. So that's the first time I've killed a mufflon. And let's get some reindeer here. I should have let my my hunters get a little closer and group up, because at the moment they're now in the chase mode, and that's less effective way to hunt. There we go. There's a reindeer. Turn on the hunt mode, and I'm even going to go after this this adult cave bear. These bears have been hanging around and been a thorn in my side for a long time. Another thing is, any animal that is swimming is super, super easy to kill. As soon as they start swimming, they're very, very vulnerable. So I know it seems like I'm just murdering everything, but it's for the knowledge, I promise. Alright, that's probably enough. Oh, nope, the cave bears are coming back. Let's group up and teach them a lesson. Yeah, this bear is almost dead, and my guys aren't that wounded. Don't fight fair if you can help it. Alright, let's manual butcher this one. I think we wounded it and it never healed. And butcher this one, same deal. And the boar was taken down by the bear. Alright, that's a lot more work now added to the community. But 2 more bear and we get knowledge. What about a reindeer? 2 more reindeer as well. And this will also add the bones that we've been hoping for. The tents have been repaired because we collected the sticks that we needed to collect for them. Alright, here is the totem that I've wanted. This will be very good for morale. We'll be able to recover morale a lot better. And that's my first totem. And we are midwinter now. As you can see, the trees are barren. There won't be any bushes or anything like that. We have plenty of surplus food. I've been going on a bit of a murder spree, killing off all the local animals for food, so that should not be an issue. Checking my work. As you can see, my workload is off the charts because of all the creatures I just killed. But alas, I think I'm not done. Despite having a lot of work. 2 more reindeer would give me... I'll let them collect resources. Reindeer are going to be on my short list of things to hunt. And here is someone recovering morale from skull poles. So the way the morale works at the skull poles and totems is they do have a cooldown effect. So you won't have multiple people recovering at the same totem or skull pole. And then once they've gone to a skull pole, they're going to have to go to a totem next. So you do want a variety of spiritual objects. Otherwise, you'll run the risk of having low morale. So if I look at my morale, it's a little bit lower now because my workload is really high. And because of the workload being really high, there isn't a lot of rest to be had. I'm basically cracking the whip and working them hard. And they're complaining for it. And I just survived another winter, so now it's springtime. Starting to get greener. We got a lot of Megaloceros over here, which do really look like they need to be hunted. So every time you survive a winter, you'll get 1 knowledge automatically. So there is sort of a idea of the longer you survive, the more knowledge you acquire, even if you're not murdering things or collecting things. All right, stand around and hunt the week. Come on. Hunting party, let's go. They got spooked. My hunters did not want to hunt. All right, I'll select the whole group and manual target hunt. So I do have 2 totems. Looking at, I don't really have any bones at the moment. I've been cranking out a lot of bone spears and bone harpoons. But I only need 2 more knowledge to tech up again. Come on, get the reindeer. My hunting parties are a little slow as of late. I don't need all of you. Get them. All right, and what else can I find here? I'll go for the adult. All the other ones I'm going to stop hunting. Oh, they're thirsty and tired. All right, I just need 1 more reindeer for the knowledge. There we go. Got the knowledge. So I have a population capacity of 18, and as I allow them a little bit more rest, I'll have higher welfare, and I'll be able to attract more people to the community. So in the spring, you can collect tannin from the trees that have tannin, like oaks. I think oak and spruce or something like that have tannins. and obviously not birch. But collecting a certain amount of everything will give you technology. So at this point, I can either unlock pottery, which allows me to start collecting water. The risk that I run if I do that is I will extinct some species for the knowledge, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So as you can see, pottery is unlocked. What this will allow me to do is I can put a extract water work zone here. And now I can start collecting water, which is great. And that way, they won't have to run to the river for water. I'll just be able to stock it in tents. I don't really know what they put the water in, but, you know, that's not for me to figure out. And I also got the milestone of Humble Beginnings, which is to unlock the Mesolithic era. My next milestones are going to be probably Expansion, get 20 people, and Neo Farmer, which is the founder crops, to start doing crop stuff. So stone polishing will allow me to make flint knives, which is better than the bifaces, and flint sickles, which is useful in order to make sickles for farming. So that's a pretty good thing to research. Archery is just better bows, which is required for making bows, and also fortifications. Then you have grain processing, which allows you to start doing farming, and sledge making, which allows you to make sledges in order to haul items around. So this trader here has grain processing as a trader stock. Let's see if I can't somehow afford it by selling off tools. This will bankrupt us a little bit, but if I can save my knowledge up for other things and purchase this, it might be worth it. Although it is costing me an arm and a leg, even though their commission is low. There we go. So instead of unlocking this with knowledge, grain processing, I unlocked it through trade, which is a little unique. If you have the ability to do that and afford it without crippling yourself, I suggest it. So I need to now plan where I want to put farmland. So I'm going to go put a haystack here. And allows you to harvest wild cereals and crush them into flour to make bread. That's what I just unlocked. So if I go into production, as you can see, there is a mortar here, which will allow me to crush my wild flour into bread. And things like this acorn, I can now start to harvest if I wanted to. So as you can see on these boars, there is a little capture icon. Now it's grayed out because I don't have the technology to domesticate boars, but if I did have the technology, going after the young ones allows me to add them as a farm animal, as a domesticated farm animal. So as you can see, I have collected water. I'm storing it some in the tents here. But that is about all the time I have for today. So if you have any tips or tricks or sort of ideas for this series, or have any questions about anything I've mentioned so far, drop me a line. I do hope that this has been useful and helpful to you all. I'm trying to go over all of the game mechanics as carefully as I can, explaining as I go. But if there's anything you think I missed, just let me know and I'll answer your comments. And I do hope that you tune in next time. So thank you all for watching, and adios.